In this episode, we are asking the question, why do you cut off the end of your ham? AOE President Kimberly Kayler invites us to take a true look at why we do things, which is especially important today as many organizations are tightening their belts due to the impact of tariffs, rising material costs, and concerns about our economy. Join me as we begin this podcast.
Welcome to the Advancing Excellent podcast. This is Kimberly Kayler. I am the president of AOE and jumping in today just to talk to you a little bit about why we do things. So I just returned from a conference for one of our clients, and one of the board members reminded me of an old fable that I'm going to share with you now, because I think it's really appropriate to help set the stage for the discussion I want to have today, especially as we're moving into what many are concerned is going to be a challenging economy. And for some, it already is a challenging economy. So this board member from one of our clients actually reminded us of the fable of, a mom who is asked by her daughter why she always cut off the end of her ham as she was preparing it. And the mom replied, well, I don't really know the reason, except my mom always did it. So let's ask your grandma. So they ask grandma, and grandma says, well, I don't know why I cut off the end of the ham. I did it because my mom did it. Fortunately, great grandma's still part of the picture. And they were able to ask great grandma why in the world she cut off the end of the ham. And, they expected it had something to do with, keeping the flavor in, or, a cooking reason, if you will. And the answer grandma gave was simply because she didn't have a pan big enough to go ahead and put the ham in. So because of her pan situation, she always cut off the end of the ham. So here we are, 4 generations later, we're still cutting off the end of the ham because that's what we do. And we haven't asked questions along the way. That's just what we do. So we'll talk about this in terms of where we are. So I've spoken with many of our clients over the last couple of months, and whether or not you are experiencing any challenges related to tariffs or any of the challenges just related to cost of materials, interest rate, we have heard from many that their vendors, the prices have gone up quite a bit. For those associations we work with, they're really challenged right now to find sponsorships. Those that typically are showing up with funding aren't. They're hanging onto their capital, they're hanging onto their cash, either because they've already been impacted or there's the fear of being impacted. So what do we need to do? My message for all of us today, and it's something that we are working really deliberately with our clients on, is looking at everything that we do and asking ourselves, why is it that we cut off the end of the ham? Is there a different way that we can do this? Because we have always done our publications or our trade shows, or this is how we do our proposals. Are we doing it that way because we've always done it that way? Are we doing it that way because it really makes sense? So just a little thought for everyone to take with them into this season of what, again, may be a challenging economic time. We all know to ask ourselves and stop and pause and say, well, why is it that we do things? But oftentimes we don't go and really dive into it a little bit deeper. We do it because the, administration or the accounting team or the marketing team requires it. Have you dug deep enough to find out whether or not it really stems back to the pan being too small? So with that, I will invite you to listen to our other podcasts. We so appreciate our wonderful community. Be sure to visit our website, aoeteam.com. And if you have any ideas on topics that you would like us to chat about, please let us know. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope this session provides value, and we hope you will join us for our next podcast.